Yo, what's going on? I just wanted to talk about the Pell Grant and military tuition with a couple other things. So, if you're in the military in any branch, you have military tuition. I know for the Air Force, it is $4,500 a fiscal year, so October to October. It is $4,500, and I think now it allows you to get up to a associates and a bachelor's, because before it was only associates. So let's say you join, you kind of need to be an airman for this, E1 through E4. The only reason I say that is because I think once you make staff, or E5, I think you kind of make too much money, and then you won't be eligible for the Pell Grant, which is kind of basically what I'm talking about. So you're going to use military tuition to go to school. So basically your classes are covered, and you need your supervisor's permission. You got to go to your education office on base, and it depends on your career field. Some of them you need to finish your CDCs, which I don't have for my career, but I think it's a career development course. So once you finish those, then you're like allowed to go to school, basically, from what I've been told from like people in the med group. I mean, if you're like a cop, we don't have CDCs right now, so it's kind of up to when you get your 5 level, or if your supervisor thinks you can handle going to work and going to school at the same time. So right now I work in the armory, so I work in an office basically most of the day that I work. So I have access to a computer, and when I don't have work duties, I'm allowed to go to school and do like schoolwork, I guess. So what you want to do is you want to go to like FASFA, which is FASFA. It's just like financial aid. You apply for financial aid, but before you apply for financial aid, you need to enroll in a school, in a degree, specifically a degree program. You can't just go to school and take like a class at this school and a class at that school. You need to have a degree program. So right now I go to Purdue Global University, and I have a degree program for associates in fire science. But here's the cool part though. So your job, I don't know what it is for the other branches, but for the Air Force, it's a community college of the Air Force degree. So it's like an associate's for your career. So I'm getting my CCAF in criminal justice while I'm taking my associates for fire science from Purdue. That's covered by military tuition, but because I'm taking classes that are transferable from the associates in fire science to my criminal justice degree, I'm basically getting both degrees done with the same general classes, electives, and like my electives for my CCAF, which is my military technical school training, my tech school, and some basic training. Those count as like my electives for my fire degree, like my civilian school, I guess. And then I'm taking core classes like math, science, whatever, all those social sciences, natural sciences, English. I'm taking those classes, and they're transferable, so I don't need to take them twice for each degree. So you can do that. You can get both degrees, and your CCAF, or like your military one, is kind of already, it's pretty much, it's done. A lot of it's done just from your training. So like, I think I only needed the core classes, and I need 3 program electives. But there's something in the military, I mean, I think you have it in civilian too, it's called clepping a class, where like you can, you can get books, like CLEP books, and study before. But what it is it is a book, or it's a test that if you get a certain grade on it, you automatically get credits for that class. It doesn't go to your GPA though, but I mean, if you want to hurry up with it, if you have a timeline, or if it's like a class you can pass, you can just take the CLEP, a one-time test. The military covers that also, so you don't have to pay for that. But let's say you fail the CLEP, you can't CLEP it again. I mean, I think you have to pay for that, like if you failed the first time. But there's other ways. So let's English, for example. There's a bunch of different English classes that can suffice the English credits for your degree. So if you CLEP a class in English and you fail it, yeah, you can't take that specific English class again, but you can CLEP a different English class. But the problem with CLEPing too many classes is that it interferes with the Pell Grant, which is what I kind of wanted to make this video about. I'm kind of jumping all over the place because there's a lot of information. But yeah, so I'm getting military tuition to pay for both degrees because the classes are transferable. And I applied for FOSFA. Do not do any loans if you're in the military. It's stupid. So after you enroll in the degree program, you're going to apply for FOSFA. It's going to go out based off of your taxes for whatever year they're asking for. So I think mine was 2020 it asked, and it's currently October 22, 2022. And in 2020, I had just moved back from California. I don't think I had a job, and it was like during a lot of the COVID stuff. So I think I was getting unemployment. So I was making a lot of money for not working. But because of that, and I didn't make a lot of money, or I didn't have a job, my FOSFA gave me like basically almost the entire amount of the Pell Grant, which I think it's like $6,800 a school year that you can get. That's the maximum that you can get. So how that works is, at least in my situation, because it's going to be different based off your taxes and how much you make, and whatever, what school you're going to, how many college credit hours those classes are. So right now I'm taking 2 classes at a time. They're 10-week classes, and they are 5 college credit hour classes each. So I'm taking Survey of Mathematics right now and Foundations of Science. 10 college credit hours. Each class costs about like $870 for the entirety of the class, which is paid from military tuition. And the Pell Grant usually is what pays those classes. But because I have military tuition paying those classes, the Pell Grant sends the money to the school. The school gets the money. The school sends it to a third party called Heartland, which then they direct deposit that money into my bank account. So per 2 classes, I'm getting $1,724, like $1,724. And it's supposed to pay off the classes. Because the classes are already paid for military tuition, you can kind of use the money for other things. So like if you need a laptop for school supplies, a book bag, it's supposed to offset the cost of going to school. So like, I mean, you can use it for anything. You can use it for rent, you can use it for bills. I mean, if you want to just buy clothes with it, you can do that. I mean, you can spend the money on whatever you want. I mean, it'd be stupid to buy those kind of things, but basically I'm trying to make it so airmen or other E1 through E4 type people get kind of like, you need to use these benefits. And actually, who taught me how to do this was I'm not gonna give his first name, but Tech Sergeant Scott, one of my friends from Instagram. We've been talking for like a year or more. Dude's super smart, super cool guy, does a cool ass job, and I appreciate you for that. And this is my second go around, so I'm about to get the Pell Grant a second time. So when I applied in August, it ends like in July of the next year. So I applied August 2022. I finished that term in July 2023. Then in August, I'd have to reapply for FOSFA again to continue to get the Pell Grant, because they have to reevaluate my finances, see how much money they want to give me. But yeah, so I already got 1724 10 weeks ago. I just enrolled in these classes, and I think November 15th, because it takes like 2 weeks for them to send to you after they get it. I'm gonna get another $1,724. So if you're E1 through E4 in a military branch with military tuition, I'm making this video so that you can have knowledge, if your supervisors haven't told you, to basically get 2 degrees that are paid for while you're in the military, and get paid to go to school that is already free. Like, I don't get it. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't be doing that, especially because you're not a supervisor, E1 3 4, unless you're in the Marines. If they still have like buck sergeant, or that might be Army, but E1 3 E4, you're not really a supervisor. You might have one troop as E4 in the Air Force, but it's not a big deal. Sorry, just a second. And yeah, so then there's other things that I'm not really going to get into right now that I haven't personally used, and this video is kind of getting long, but there's like Cool TA, COOLTA. If you're in the Air Force, it's under AFVEC, Air Force Virtual Education Center, on your Air Force portal. Talk to your education office about it. It's $4,500. One, like, it doesn't renew. It's just a $4,500 stipend. So like, it covers I can't think of the word right now. It covers certification. So like, if you wanted to be EMT certified and you had to pay for like an EMT class, you can use Cool TA to cover the cost to get certified, because that's not really like a school class. Like, I'm not like enrolled in Purdue getting my EMT cert, you know. That kind of be like a third party, or I have to go to like the fire department somewhere. I'm not really sure how to do that. I'm thinking about doing that. And then you have the GI Bill, there's a Montgomery Bill, and the post 9/11. I'm not going to go into those details, but you can pass that to your child or your spouse, or use it yourself. 4 years, $26,000 per year. They give you E5 pay and BAH, which is basic allowance for housing. Basically, they pay your rent in the zip code that your school's in. And if you're full-time and you're going to school in the summer too, that whole time, you're getting E5 pay, and you're getting rent paid for while you're getting free schooling. So it's a good benefit. Those are the basic school benefits. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to bring that to your attention. If you're in the military, E1 3 4, go to school, get your degree. If you're in the Air Force, get your CCAF for your job. At the same time, enroll in another school so you can use those credits to get 2 degrees. I mean, you can enroll in a bachelor program too. I just put it as associates because you don't really need a bachelor's for fire, and I might not even do fire. I just liked fire, so I just chose that. But and then get the Pell Grant, and you get that extra money to like offset like your life. Basically, you get extra money to do what you want with it. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and if I learn any more hacks or something like that, I'll try to make a video about it. Later.